Before, on Now and Again.
The United States government has, since the conclusion of World War II, spent billions of dollars in the hopes of one day actually being able to build a man, an American man. A man who could do those things mere mortal American men are loath to do. Travel in dangerous places, take risks, wage war. A man with the speed of Michael Jordan, the strength of Superman, and the grace... Let us stare. We know you didn't choose to die, Mr. Wiseman.
And your husband left you and your daughter a considerable sum in insurance. Why in the world would we give you public assistance?
I have no money.
Well, perhaps you should think about getting a job.
I saw your family. I know how precious they must be to you. But your government can't let anyone know about the existence of this technology. You reaching out to anyone from your past absolutely guarantees your immediate and final death, and the death of whomever you confided in. You're stronger than any man on the planet. You're faster than any man on the planet.
I'm not really sure I'm ready for a mission.
Somewhere along the way, have I mistakenly given you the impression that you have a say in what you will and won't do? You are an experiment. My experiment. I will tell you when and what you will do.
We only want what we can't have.
You look beautiful. In fact, you look more beautiful than ever.
Thank you. So are you gonna kiss me?
I only get one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you mind? You know the place.
Wait a second. Maybe there's something you want to tell me. Maybe there's something I should know.
What do you mean?
I mean, you've been gone for 8 months now. It's a long time. Things happen and people change. Is there someone new in your life?
No, there's no one in my life. There's nothing to tell you, nothing that matters. Just, I've missed you.
Mr. Wiseman? Can you hear me? Mr. Wiseman? Mr. Wiseman? It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Were you dreaming sweet dreams, Mr. Wiseman?
Where's that subway train when you need it?
Give me a sign. Blow me a kiss through space and time. We never know how good it is until it's gone. Give me a sign. I swear I can feel it when you try. Know it again, remember me, and so will I.
What we can't have.
Know it again, remember me, and so will I.
We only want what we can't have.
Mom, I need a check for $158 for the junior class trip to Washington so I could see the monument and buy souvenir t-shirts, and if I don't hand the money in by today, they won't let me go.
Oh, good morning to you too, Heather. I am in my purse. Oh, God. I don't think I have $158 in the checking account.
What?
Well, I was expecting a dividend to come in the mail, but it didn't come yesterday. All I have is $43.11.
Mom, this is not funny. This is an adolescent rite of passage you're screwing around with here.
Don't threaten me with adult onset mental illness this early in the morning, darling. I'm not ready.
I need a check.
I'll write you a check. Just maybe don't hand it in until the end of the day, or give me a chance to move the money over from the savings account, or maybe sell a stock or something.
Where are we going?
Down to the study to get Daddy's passport.
I cannot believe you're putting me through this.
Through what?
This stress. Never knowing from one minute to the next when the next hunk of disposable income will appear.
I can't believe I'm listening to this.
Why? Why can't you believe it? You're the one that brought me up spoiled. It's not like that was a choice I was in on. And how do you expect me to make the adjustment, huh? The same year I have to take my SATs.
Heather, get a grip.
Want to give me a hint?
About what?
About why I'm wearing this expensive suit?
You're wearing that expensive suit because you're a successful and accomplished man.
I am.
Absolutely. I know that because you're currently in the employ of an even more successful and accomplished man.
That would be you?
That's the brain I know and love.
So we're pretending to be something we're not because?
Oh, we want to look at some commercial space for rent.
We do.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, we're hoping to keep this exclusively a high-tech building with G1 connections on every floor as well as fiber optics and C5s. As you can see, the views are spectacular. And we would be willing to negotiate build-outs with qualified lessors.
This is fabulous. It's exactly what we had in mind. Would it be all right if my associate and I spend some time up here by ourselves? Soak up the ambiance before we make our final decision?
Well, I don't see why not. It's not like there's anything here to steal. 45 minutes or so?
45 minutes would be perfect. Oh, I'm expecting another colleague of mine. If you happen to see him on your way out.
I'll send him right up.
Soak up the what? What are we doing here?
Needed a place to have a meeting. A place I could be sure wouldn't be bugged or wouldn't be watched.
What makes you so sure that this fills the bill?
Well, if I didn't know I was coming here until an hour ago, how could anybody else? Oh, good. Company's here. Be nice. This fellow's an old friend. Mr. Murphy.
Dr. Morris, we meet again.
Yes, we do. Let me introduce.
Michael, right?
Right.
I received the birth announcement. I'm part of the family.
Okay, and your name again?
No one really knows. Just call him Murphy.
Anna Lee. That was her name. Anna Lee.
Look, we don't want to do this.
I was 32 years old. The Air Force sends me back to college so I can learn Japanese. So I walk into the classroom and I see Anna Lee.
I can't believe you're telling him this.
Oh, man. Did God have a party the night he cooked her up? I mean, one look at her and this gal, man, I mean, she just turns my mind to maple. So I start doing what you do. I make it my business to bump into her in the hall, sit next to her in class, and eventually I say, hey, you, me, what do you say?
Excuse me? He's showing up at her dorm room at all hours of the day and night. He's intimidating her friends, and we don't know it at that time, but he's got her phone bugged.
What, you don't find that romantic? Well, the point is, who appears and tells me to lay off, or else he's gonna bust my freaking cranium, huh? None other than...
No. Not you, Doc. Did you actually say freaking?
It was a long time ago. I was very young.
It was great. Two guys beating the living crap out of each other. And it wasn't until an hour later when we were both laying in the infirmary that we realized that we were both there on a CIA dime, remember?
So what happened to Anna Lee?
I don't know. Ask him. 6 days later, I saw this other girl in the library.
I heard she works in the trust department at a bank in Providence, Rhode Island. A couple of kids.
Wow. Anna Lee.
You heard about Davenport, right?
Uh-uh.
Died in Abu Dhabi 14 months ago. Somebody sold a list of agents' covers to the Saudis. 2 days later, they found him hanging from a bridge.
Wow.
Same thing happened in The Hague 6 months after that. 4 agents. Years of work, all of it gone. Sold for a couple of $100,000, we're guessing.
Man, you're just full of good news, aren't you?
Have you kept in touch with Jimmy Luchek?
JJ? Man, I haven't heard from him in forever. Why?
Yeah, well, he left the life 3 years ago. cashed out and bought a huge penthouse in Hong Kong. No sooner does he get there than he's diagnosed with lupus. Can't tolerate the sun. Buys a top floor apartment in one of the tallest buildings there is and has to live with the shades drawn all the time.
Really? Well, how's he getting on?
Other than his health concerns, very well. Too well, in fact. We believe he's developed a lucrative business inducing his old friends to sell state secrets, which he then sells to our enemies. That's the reason we called. Can I count on you?
I'm a pro. I know who I am. I know what I do.
Well, I don't. Who is this guy and what does he do?
I don't really expect you to do it. We know he was your friend. Think of it as a training mission for the kid.
Am I the kid? I don't mean to seem dense, but am I the kid?
He's a virgin.
Again, I know I'm interrupting the flow, but am I the virgin?
So he would actually be handling the elimination.
Do you have a minute? What are we talking about here?
An assignment.
What kind of assignment?
Overseas, out of the country.
Ah, aren't you leaving something out?
It's a sleepover assignment. All the kids have a tough time with that at first.
Yeah, but what's this about elimination? What do you mean by elimination?
Mr. Wiseman, let's stop being coy. You know exactly what we mean by elimination.
You're right, I do, and I won't do it.
Really?
Yeah.
This can't be a surprise. I told you would be called upon to do those things normal American men
Yeah, but
would
you
be...
never said anything about elimination. I can't do that.
Oh, yes, you can. Any man can, if he has to. And Mr. Wiseman, you have to. You made a deal, just like I made a deal. Now my marker's being called in, so that means your marker's being called in. So you will go and do this little job for King, Country, and Dr. Morris. And you will do it swiftly, and you will do it skillfully. And in return, you will be allowed to live another day.
Thanks for coming back. I was afraid I wasn't going to see you again.
We need to talk.
What's the matter?
You haven't been completely honest with me.
About what?
About who you are, about what you've become.
Lisa...
Don't take this the wrong way, but I think I liked it better when you stayed dead.
Wait a second, don't say that.
It's bad enough being a widow, but being a widow who knows that her late husband is running around with who knows who, eliminating people.
I haven't eliminated anybody yet.
Come on, Michael, we both know where this is heading.
But Lisa...
Shh. Heather's coming. I don't want her to know her father commits mortal sins for a living.
It's not my living, it's what I do to live. But...
Hi, Daddy.
Hi, sweetheart. How are you?
Daddy, the kids at school are saying you kill people for a living.
They're wrong, Heather. I haven't actually killed anybody. Not yet.
Well, if you do kill somebody, I mean, could you come into school and talk about it on career day?
Career day?
Good morning. I'm calling about the exceptional career opportunity for motivated self-starters. Uh-huh. So what you're saying is that you're looking for me to make an initial investment of $50,000 so that I can have my own vending machine route? Great. My previous employment history? No, is that really an issue? I mean, I freely admit I have never sold timeshares before. No, I do. I absolutely understand the question. 1993. Although that was really more of a kind of volunteer kind of a thing. When was the last time I got paid? I'm sorry. I'm on the cell and you're breaking up. No. I'm sorry. I did not know that's what you meant by hostess. No, I'm not purposely trying to waste your time. No, I will not tell you what I'm wearing right now.
And this is a prime spot, and the owner is very anxious to have a tenant in here.
But this is just perfect. Would you mind if my associates and I took a little look around by ourselves for a half hour or so?
Certainly.
You are shameless.
Lucic lives 46 floors up in the penthouse of this building, which takes up the entire floor and is serviced by its own elevator.
What are we doing? His rent is probably killing him.
This elevator is monitored around the clock by no less than 4 television cameras and a like number of microphones. Even the outside of the elevator car is under video surveillance, so no one can sabotage it. In addition, this is a very high security building with 16 cameras in the lobby, doormen, security personnel, etc. Even the fire escape stairs are completely monitored.
How do we get in?
Gee, maybe we don't. Gosh, I was really up for this.
All the utilities, pipes, cables are funneled through access tunnels that run underneath all the buildings on this square block. Our idea is to get you into one of the buildings on the other side of the block and have you make your way through this tunnel back to the basement in Lucic's building.
Why? What's in the basement?
An elevator shaft.
But you said...
I said that the elevators were monitored. I said the outside of the elevator car was monitored. I did not say the shaft was monitored. You see this cable? Every time this elevator goes up, this cable goes down. Every time the elevator goes down, the cable goes up.
Whoa. I think I see where you're going here. You want me to what? Hold on to a steel cable and have it pull me 46 stories in the air?
No. I want him to hold on to a steel cable and you to hold on to him.
Trying to write my resume.
What's the problem?
The problem is it only takes up a third of the page. No matter what I do to the margins, there's no font big enough to make up for the fact that my life only fills a third of the page.
Is that bad?
No, not really. Not if you're 9.
Well, maybe you just need to elaborate.
Elaborate? How?
Well, like this thing from 1981, Waitress. June through August. First of all, don't call yourself a waitress. You... Get up for a second. You were a hospitality consultant in the food service industry.
A hospitality consultant?
Don't you read the papers? Nobody has a job anymore. Everyone's a consultant.
Really?
Absolutely. And let's lose this June through August thing, just 1981. Don't be so specific. It's the details that'll get you into trouble. Only offer dates on a need-to-know basis.
Need to know, huh?
And let's list all the languages you speak fluently.
I don't speak any languages. Gesundheit.
You see? You're much too modest, Mom. And what was that musical we went to see last year?
Les Miserables.
Wow, French too! You're unstoppable, Mom. And what was Daddy's favorite breakfast?
Huevos rancheros.
When I get through with you, you'll be the freaking UN.
Go ahead.
Excuse me?
You look like you wanted to ask me something.
Yeah, well, the obvious thing, probably.
I have a mother. I take her to church sometimes. She says to her friends, "This is my son. He works in world affairs. He makes sure there's a tomorrow for us to wake up to."
I don't understand.
There really are good guys and bad guys in this world, Mike. And the bad guys are badder than anything you can imagine.
I just don't know if I can do this.
If you knew you could do it, I'd be worried.
Gentlemen, it's a 14-hour flight. I suggest you get all the rest you can. Food's up front, heads in the back.
Frau Wiseman, es ist mir klar, dass Sie eine Vielzahl in Sprachen sprechen.
Gesundheit.
Okay. So, you want a job in the fashion accessories business. It would be helpful to me if we could fill in some of the blank spots.
Blank spots?
Well, being a hospitality consultant in the food service industry is a laudable job for a young woman.
Ms. Masters.
Particularly during the summers when she's going to college.
Let me explain.
And especially if she's allowed to keep her tips.
Thank you for seeing me.
But it hardly constitutes a work history.
I'm sorry that I wasted your time.
Or for that matter, even a life history. And you will only be wasting my time if you insist on leaving before we finish this meeting. Thank you. Now, why don't you tell me who you are, where you've been, and why are you here?
I'm Lisa Wiseman. I've been married for 17 years, and I have been a mother for 15 years. My husband was killed in an accident about 8 months ago, and I need a job. I have a worthless degree and no experience to speak of, but I am, as they say in the classifieds, highly motivated. And yes, I would be interested in a job in the fashion accessory business. In fact, I would be interested in any business that would have me.
And why would I be interested in hiring you?
Your ad said mature. Mature executive assistant. The truth is, I don't actually think of myself as mature. I think of myself as not exactly immature, so I thought that I would qualify by default.
The ad said some other things, too.
Yes, it said something about a benefits package.
Yeah, it also said 60 words per minute.
Right. That would be what the WPM stood for.
Do you type at all?
Oh, at all, I type. You are very nice. Taking your time, talking to me. Thank you.
Oh, have you seen my two boys?
No.
Attractive, aren't they?
Uh-huh.
One day in 1986, their father comes home from work and tells me he's fallen in love with a piano tuner, a 26-year-old piano tuner. I mean, I don't even know where the switch is to turn off the oil burner in the summer. I don't know how to fill out my own taxes, and I certainly don't know how to make a living. I always used to make these headbands and give them to my friends as gifts. Howie and the boys made such fun of me. And then one day I thought, why don't I try selling these? And so I did to the local beauty parlor. No, I mean salon. And then I started selling it to boutiques. Think about it. Anyway, I'm not going to offer you that job, Mrs. Weissman.
Yeah, I kind of figured that.
No, not because you can't type. You can learn to type. But the truth of it is, as grateful as you'd be to me today for giving you that job, that's how much you'd resent me 6 months from now when you were bored to death with it.
Whatever you say.
You're a smart woman. It oozes out of every pore. So stop pretending you don't know anything. You can't have lived the life you've lived for 17 years, made a home, raised a family, and not have learned something, not be interested in something. Find out what that is, and then find a way to make a living at it. That's what the boys do.
Where are we going? I'm right behind you. Okay, I'm coming. Oh, Lisi.
Hi, Daddy! I just wanted to let you know that speech you made on Career Day, that was the best!
I really have to go.
And bringing in that dead guy as a visual aid, that was classic!
Excuse me, sweetheart.
Where are you going, Daddy? Are you leaving? Goodbye, Daddy. Mommy, aren't you going to say goodbye to Daddy? Mommy?
Everybody sit tight. We got a scheme to get you boys through customs and to where you have to go. You can thank me later.
Ah, gee, you missed my big entrance.
Reveille. Come on out, we gotta kill somebody in cold blood.
Kid, stop kidding around and open this thing.
How you doing?
To be honest with you, I'm a little stiff.
Ah, killer humor.
Lung capacity. It's not what it should be. It's not karmic justice. It's too many Cuban stogies.
Need a hand?
No. Just a minute.
You actually gonna be able to do this?
Why, you want to do this yourself?
No.
I'll take that hand now. Stop looking at me that way. Everything's gonna be fine. Come on. Let's find us an elevator shaft. So how does this work? Am I supposed to say Shazam or something? I mean, can't you just twist that lock apart with your bare hands? It'll all be over soon. You know the most shocking part? 20 minutes from now, after you pull that trigger, your life will be no different. The world won't end and your nose won't grow longer. The big secret of life, everybody dies, Michael. And you know what you discover when you've been doing this as long as I've been doing it? Nobody's really that damn important anyway. Great men die and the world goes on. Bad men die and the world goes on. We have our work to do. This is mine. It's gonna be yours. Wow. Makes me wish I used a John on the plane. How are we supposed to get up there?
Grab my feet.
Are you sure this is the best way to do this?
Don't argue. The elevator's gonna come down any minute now. When it comes down, we go up.
Okay.
Houston, we have liftoff.
Oh, man.
How we doing?
Not very well, frankly. I don't know if I can hold on much longer like this.
Look above your head. You see that bracing? I'm gonna try and get you close enough so you can grab hold of it.
How you gonna do that?
I really appreciate you telling me that everybody dies eventually and nobody really matters. Without that little bit of sage wisdom, what's happening to you now might really upset me.
I'll make you a deal. You get me through this, and I'll take care of the other. Hey, JJ. I didn't know they had funnies in that paper.
Murphy, how did...
I had, some help.
I see. I was hoping this was a social call, but you're here at the behest of your Uncle Sam, aren't you?
Well, he did pick up the airfare.
Would you mind terribly, I mean, for old time's sake, if I...
Go ahead. Just drop the paper and get up very slowly.
I don't suppose I could get you to turn around, could I?
Mm-mm.
Would you mind if I washed my hands?
Seems a bit beside the point given the business at hand. But have at it. While you're tidying up, let me ask you your professional opinion about something. A cryptographic code book. You know, the kind that contains nuclear launch codes. How much would such an item be worth to you and your friends?
What are you doing? What's going on here?
I'm asking a question. I'm exploring a possibility. I'm no spring chicken, my man. So if JJ here can make an old civil servant's retirement just a little bit more bearable, maybe I wouldn't have to kill him after all.
He's selling them secrets? That's treason.
$1 million for each of you. I have it here. It's in the house. It's in the safe. In Krugerrands.
I can't do this, Murphy.
What do you mean you can't do this? Which part of this is making you uncomfortable? Having $1 million to live on? Or you no longer being an indentured slave to the United States government?
I can't allow this to happen.
I don't understand you, kid. What are you saying here? That you'd rather I kill him?
$3 million.
Look, he's gonna give that to our enemies. Security is gonna be compromised, lives will be lost.
$4 million.
No, Murphy, I can't.
You can't kill, you can't not kill. You can't do much, can you, kid? I'm giving you a gift. It's not just the money. I'm saving you from the life. Do you have any idea how long and how well you can live on $4 million here in Asia?
Doesn't matter to me. I can't do it.
Well, what's the alternative? I mean, it's not like you're gonna kill him or anything. What did you do?
He's a traitor, Murphy. And you're a traitor, too. Oh, come on, you know better than that. That thing may slow me down a little bit. It's not gonna stop me.
Don't do this, kid. You're making a huge mistake. You think killing me, killing this guy, that you're gonna be some kind of big hero, a big patriot? You're gonna be a garbage man just like me. Somebody everybody needs but nobody wants around after the deed is done. So, let's be smart. Let's get our code book back before this guy bleeds all over it. And we'll make a better deal, a bigger deal.
You've done this before.
Well, I know some people. Some big money guys.
In The Hague? In Abu Dhabi?
Well, you know what they say about your retirement. It's never too soon to begin saving.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Me too.
Morris, what?
Haven't figured it out yet, Murphy?
Kid's good, isn't he, Murph? Admit it. He had you.
Sorry. Left my blood squibs in my other suit.
So this has all been one big setup.
Well, we had to know. Good men suffer because of what you did.
Yeah, well, that's too bad. But we're not in America, and you have no jurisdiction here.
And it took me a really long time to understand what she meant. Then it hit me. The one thing I have always had, always taken pleasure in, the one thing I really know something about is homes. I made a home. I bought a home, I can sell homes. I like homes. And I know you have to go to school, and I know you have to get a license, and I know you don't get paid unless you sell something, until you sell something, and I am fine with all of that.
Well, that's a very impressive attitude. Do you have a resume?
No, I'm beginning one today.